Solving an inequality is almost like solving an equation, except for one rule. If you multiply or divide both sides of an inequality by a negative number, you have to flip the inequality sign. Why? Numbers to the left on the number line are less than numbers to the right. -2 is less than 4. If I add 3 to each side, the new inequality still has the same relationship. -2 plus 3 is 1, 4 plus 3 is 7, and 1 is still less than 7. Subtraction works the same way. If I subtract 1 from each side, the left and right relationship of the two numbers hasn't changed, and the new inequality still shows that -3 is less than 3. If I multiply or divide by a positive number, again the relationship stays the same. If I multiply both sides by 2, the relationship of the new inequality, -4 and 8, is still the same. -4 is less than 8. But watch what happens to my hand if I multiply or divide both sides by a negative. In this case, we're going to divide both sides by -2. Well, -2 divided by -2 is +1. 4 divided by -2 is -2. My two hands switch places. The new inequality is in the opposite order. When I divide by -2, the less than flips around and becomes a greater than because 1 is greater than -2.